Hi, I'm Ashy. Welcome to my January alphabet painting series. So this year I decided to choose a New Year's resolution that I feel like is actually doable, and that is for the first 26 days of the year, to paint a small, quick watercolor sketch that corresponds with the letters of the alphabet. This will help me be disciplined and help me paint daily for this first, month or so. And hopefully this will help me also build that habit of creativity and just pulling out the paints every single day. And it's just building that habit of creativity. Let me know if you have any New Year's resolutions that you are deciding on for yourself this year. I'd love to hear your different ideas in the comments. So for each of these videos, I'll be using the brand new sketchbook that I'm starting this year. It's Moleskine watercolor album. It's not the highest quality paper, but for quick watercolor sketches, it does the job. Let's jump in. Day 16 is P is for paintbrush. And so I'm just gonna sketch in a very simple sketch here for the paintbrush. And I'm gonna start with just the handle and a little rounded bottom. And then it's gonna come up to the ferrule, and I'm gonna give it just a little bit of bumpiness to it. Okay. And then I'm gonna do a round brush. So just gonna do a little bit of roundness there, and then it's gonna come to a point. And basically, that's paintbrush. Pretty simple. I just wanted to get it sketched in first because I needed it to be a good size so that I didn't end up overlapping a lot, because from the paintbrush, then I'm going to do like a rainbow of paints. So just using my kneaded eraser, dabbing it on to lift up the heaviest marks, and it's super faint now. And now I'm gonna go in and paint it, and I'm gonna use my kind of Princeton Select brushes for the coloring. So I'm gonna do this blue and then a kind of silver gray and then kind of an orangish yellow for the bristles. So I'm just gonna take a smaller brush here. This is a size 2, and gonna get some of the blue paint here, and I already have some on my palette ready because I was trying to decide before I did the video what color I wanted to make the brush. And then literally I'm just gonna color in that handle, trying to stay fairly straight on the edges. And I'm going to take a little bit more concentrated, same color, and just put it on the bottom part to make it look a little bit shadowed. Okay, now I'm going to take some Payne's Gray and water it down to get a kind of silvery gray color here. Very watery, but I don't want a lot of water on my brush because it's a very small area that I'm painting. And same thing, take a little bit more of the paint, put it right at the bottom edge of it. Okay, now for the bristles, I'm gonna use this color that I already have mixed up. It's basically just my yellow mixed with orange and maybe a little pink, but probably just the orange. So just gonna wake that up and then tap off some of the color on my towel and kind of paint in those bristles, coming to a point. Okay, now I'm just gonna do a larger brush and I'm gonna do a rainbow basically coming away from it. So I'm gonna start, not a rainbow, but rainbow of colors. So I'm gonna start by just kind of getting it wet in kind of a swirl, kind of a wide sweeping motion. Okay. Try to follow that similar pattern here. Get it nice and wet here, because I want this to bleed a lot. I want it to be kind of explode when I touch it with color. Okay. Now I'm going to start with some red. And so I need to get that color pretty activated and wet, and then touch it in there. And then as I touch the spots that have more water, you're gonna see it's gonna kind of puddle a little bit and move, but it's gonna stay in the spots that have water. It's not gonna go kind of out of those barriers. Okay, so you can kind of play with it. It's kind of fun to watch it move. And then I'm gonna go into orange. So just gonna tap some of that in the middle here and then let it bleed down and into each other. So if it's not bleeding much, because it's starting to dry already, just get it wet again. A little bit more color and kind of force that bleeding. Okay, now some yellow. So again, it's kind of drying, so I'm just gonna get that wet, add in some yellow here, a bunch of yellow, and let it bleed in to the orange a little bit. Okay. Red, orange, yellow, green. Right, so just add some of the green right next to the yellow. Let them bleed in together. Let it move. And then blue, and I'm gonna go with this Prussian blue that kind of has some green. It's also super intense, which is fun. And let that bleed up. And then I'm gonna shift to a more pink friendly blue that will create a nicer purple, and kind of let those bleed together a little bit here. And then introduce just a little bit of pink to that to get a purple. And again, you kind of force it if it's not bleeding out the way that you want it to. Now I'm just going to take a small brush here and take a little bit more of the red and bring it down to the brush.
And there is my paintbrush. So now I'm going to take my flat brush and write my P is for paintbrush. And I'm not going to have room to write paintbrush across, so I'm probably going to go at an angle. Let's just do pink for the P. Okay. Is 4. All right, so now paintbrush. Let's pick a color at random. This is called Persian green. All right, now that's still wet, so I'm going to try not to touch it. Actually, I'm going to let it dry before I write the word. Now I'm going to write paintbrush and just trying to judge how long I think the word is going to be. So I'm going to start pretty low and working on that kind of calligraphy style lettering where you do heavy down, light up strokes. H, oops, I got heavy on that up that time. That's okay. Day 16, P is for paintbrush.
Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to see when each of my new videos drops. Have an awesome day.